Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more characters from Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and the focus of this next review is going to be on a Toys R Us exclusive 4-pack. Now what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to give you a look at the packaging first, as some of the artwork on the front of the box breaks down the characters that are included. But before we get into it, without a doubt, this is one of my favourite Rogue One products to be released so far. 3 of the 4 figures included in this set are brand new and absolutely phenomenal. And if you get a chance to add this one to your own collections, be sure to do so, as it's top notch. So, with that being said, this is the packaging that this one comes in, and this is of course none other than the Jedha Revolt 4-pack. This particular set features some very cool characters, as you can see from the front of the box there. We do get the Imperial hovertank pilot, we get Gerrera, Jyn Erso, and the very cool and creepy Edrio Two Tubes. As I mentioned, 3 of the 4 figures included in this set are brand new. Jyn Erso is unfortunately a repack, so we'll just glaze over her in this review. And then on the back of the box, we do get some descriptions of each character. Now, as I mentioned, this one is currently exclusive to Toys R Us stores here in the UK, as well as several independent retailers as well, so be sure to hit the link in the video description if you want to purchase this one for yourself. I'm not entirely sure where it's been made available in the US, Canada and Australia, but I'm sure someone out there will be watching and will leave a comment in the section below and inform fellow collectors of where you can grab this one. So with packaging aside, let's take a look at the figures themselves, and as I mentioned, Jyn Erso in this set is indeed a repack. This is the exact same figure that was released in Wave 2 of the basic 3 3/4 inch Rogue One line, so if you haven't checked out my review on this figure, be sure to do so. It should pop up on screen for you right now. The only differences between this figure and the one that was included in the basic line is the fact that this one doesn't come with the rocket firing play feature. So if you don't miss that accessory, you can probably hold out on picking up the Wave 2 version and just grab Jyn as part of this 4-pack. But we have already reviewed this figure on the channel, so again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one now. So if you want to check out that review, make sure you click the card that should appear on screen. So that's Jyn Erso, just a quick look at her for you. The next figure we'll take a look at is this guy. This is the Imperial hovertank pilot. Obviously we've seen this guy as part of the 6-inch Black Series line, which was also a Toys R Us exclusive. This brings to us the hovertank pilot as part of the 3 3/4 inch line for the very first time, and it's a great figure. Obviously from the neck down, it's a complete repaint of the Imperial AT-ACT driver that was included with that vehicle. Obviously he's just been painted up in hovertank pilot colours. The helmet is brand new, however, and it's a great sculpt, as you can see. And he does come with the blaster rifle that has been included with figures such as the Shore Trooper and the Scarif Stormtrooper Squad Leader. This one's been nicely weathered, and it looks great. Obviously, in terms of articulation, each of these 4 figures features 5 points. So this one we get a ball joint at the head, swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips. So if Hasbro were to ever make a 3 3/4 inch scale hover tank for us, fingers crossed, then this guy would of course be able to pilot that vehicle. But a great figure on his own merits, as a standalone figure. He is a great addition to the Imperial army, and definitely a worthy reason to pick up this set. So that is the hovertank pilot. Moving on, we'll take a look next at none other than Edrio Two Tubes. This is one of Saw Gerrera's loyal followers. He is one creepy looking dude. We did get our first look at this guy back at San Diego Comic Con in 2016, where his costume was on display for visitors at that convention. This guy just looks absolutely awesome, and he is a close second for my favourite 5-point of articulation figure of all time. The detail, the paint applications, the overall sculpt on this one is really nice, and I really think Hasbro have done a fantastic job with this figure. As you can see, the head sculpt is incredibly eerie. You've got those sunken in eyes, the very strange looking breathing apparatus there, with of course the 2 tubes coming down from the face, hooking up to a pouch on the belt. You've got this chest box on the front, which is very reminiscent of the ones worn by the X-Wing pilots. And the whole figure's outfit just has this really cool dirty wash, which just adds so much depth to the figure itself and really does bring this one to life. Again, the sculpt on this one is absolutely phenomenal, and just everything about this guy screams awesome. One thing I will point out, however, is the fact that if you turn the head a little bit too far or too quickly, then do be aware that these pipes or tubes are made of a very thin and very soft plastic, so they are likely to snap. So do be careful with those if you do that. As you can see, it does come included with a blaster rifle as well, which you can hold in multiple different ways. For this instance, I've got him holding it with him swinging the rifle over his shoulder. Just think that looks really cool. And with a bit of luck, we'll see Edrio's twin released in the Rogue One line later on down the line. And that is, of course, Benthic. So that is Edrio Two Tubes. And finally, we do of course have none other than the rebel extremist Gerrera, played very well indeed by Whitaker in the movie. And I've got to say, Hasbro have absolutely nailed this figure. Not only is the likeness absolutely spot on to Whitaker himself, but the complexity of the sculpt on the outfit is handled so well. And I've got to say, this is without a doubt my favourite Rogue One figure released so far, and it's also my favourite 5-point of articulation figure released so far as well. Hasbro have just done this one so well. They've definitely handled it as though it was a super articulated figure. The level of detail is just absolutely fantastic. Just the overall execution is so well done. As you can see, there's a ton of textured detail in the hair, which has obviously grown out a little bit since we first saw him at the start of the movie. You've obviously got this really complex, really unique outfit design as well, with what looks like fans, breathing apparatus, chunks of armour, cybernetic parts. There's just so much going on with this guy. And of course a cape at the back there, which is painted really nicely as well. Of course, moving down the figure, you've got some great detail in the lower body. You've got the sandals there, sculpted really nicely, and of course Saw's cybernetic leg, which I was hoping we'd find out how he got that in the Rebels episode that he appeared in. But nevertheless, very cool. In terms of accessories, he does come with his walking stick, or staff. He also comes with a blaster pistol as well, which is a really nice sculpt. And that can be inserted into a holster on his belt. In terms of articulation, he does of course feature 5 points, so we've got a ball joint at the neck, swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips. Sadly, this arm is hindered slightly by the large armour piece that's over his shoulder there, but you can get it in a decent enough position that he can hold his walking stick without looking too awkward. So that's not a major issue, but again, the level of detail in the sculpt is just absolutely phenomenal. And again, this is definitely my favourite 5-point of articulation figure and my favourite Rogue One figure released so far. So in my opinion, Saw is definitely the main reason to add this pack to your collection. Although again, Edrio Two Tubes is a close second place. Again, the only real dud in this set is Jyn Erso. But if you haven't picked up that figure already, then you're getting a 4-star pack or a 5-star pack, depending on how you want to look at it. 4 cool figures for your collection. So yeah, there's Saw and Edrio, and of course Jyn and the hovertank pilot. So all in all, a great set, highly recommended, and if you do get a chance to pick this one up and add it to your collection, be sure to do so. One thing I just want to quickly point out before I wrap this review up is that Saw Gerrera's breathing apparatus, the mask that he uses there when he's having a little bit of difficulty breathing, isn't actually removable from the chest. It's sculpted into place, but that's not a major issue. Although again, do be careful with these very thin pipes. So there we go. That is the Jedha Revolt 4-pack. Hope you've enjoyed having a look at this set, and I'll be back with some more reviews very soon. So until then, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.